Welcome to this explainer. Today we're diving straight into exactly how the 2026 Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA, is going to impact special monthly compensation for disabled veterans. If you or someone you love relies on VA benefits, you know perfectly well that keeping up with the rising cost of goods and services isn't just nice, it's absolutely vital. We're going to unpack the hard numbers for 2026, explain how these adjustments affect the highest tiers of VA compensation, and outline exactly what you need to look out for as these new rates take effect. All right, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be covering the 2026 COLA update, what exactly SMC is, those 2026 SMC pay rates, adding family dependents, and finally, how to actually claim your SMC benefits. Section 1, the 2026 COLA update, and how inflation tracking impacts your bottom line. So, the absolute crucial point here is this 2.8% increase. This number was just announced by the Social Security Administration, and it's based on third-quarter inflation tracking. By law, the VA applies this exact same percentage to disability compensation, TDIU, that's total disability based on individual unemployment, and, of course, special monthly compensation. The whole point here is to make sure your benefits are actually keeping pace with the real-world cost of everyday living. Let's break down the actual timeline so you know exactly when this turns into real money. The official announcement dropped on October 24th, 2025. Now, the legal effective date for the 2.8% bump is December 1, 2025. But, and this is a big but, because the VA pays on the first business day of the following month, you don't actually see a dime of this extra money until the very last day of the year, December 31st, 2025. Yep, in classic government fashion, your December 1st raise doesn't hit until New Year's Eve. That is the deposit you're going to want to check. Section 2. What exactly is SMC? Moving beyond standard 100% disability compensation. Simply put, SMC looks at the whole person and their cumulative needs, rather than just isolated disability readings. Think of it this way. Standard compensation hard caps at 100%, but for veterans who have sustained truly significant, severe disabilities, maybe you need in-home care, or you're entirely housebound, regular compensation just isn't enough to cover those massive daily challenges. SMC was created specifically to fill that gap. And the raw numbers show exactly why this is such a game changer. Take a look. A standard 100% rating for a single veteran in 2026 pays $3,938.58 a month. But the absolute highest tier of SMC, known as SMC R2 or SMC-T, pays a massive $11,271.67 per month. We're talking about a gap of over $7,000 every single month. That equates to over $135,000 a year, completely tax-free. It's life-changing money designed specifically to prevent severely disabled veterans from being permanently hospitalized by actually funding 24-hour professional care. Now, you might be wondering, how do you qualify for these higher tiers? Generally, a veteran needs to have experienced severe functional losses. We're talking about things ranging from the loss of limbs or eyesight to conditions that literally leave a veteran bedridden to severe traumatic brain injury residuals. It's a highly specialized benefit for those who have sacrificed immensely. Section 3. 2026 SMC Pay Rates. Let's decode the financial tiers from K to T. Before we dive into the big tables, we've got to talk about SMC-K. It's unique because it's an add-on benefit. For 2026, it adds exactly $139.87 to your monthly disability check for specific anatomical losses. We see this a lot with the loss of use of a single hand or, very commonly, erectile dysfunction. While most other SMC tiers actually replace your base rate, SMC-K just stacks right on top of it. Okay, as we start climbing the ladder from SMCL to SMCN, the compensation scales up significantly. SMCL, which covers basic aid and attendance, starts at $4,908.83 for a single veteran. And by the time we reach SMCN for severe conditions, that compensation scales up past $6,000. Again, this is all designed to offset the immense everyday challenges of severe service-connected mobility loss. Then we move to the absolute apex tiers, O through T, and the numbers jump drastically. SMCR1, which requires daily care by a non-professional like a family member, hits $9,826.88. And then SMCR2 and SMCT make a huge leap to $11,271.67. I want to highlight SMCT for a second. It's absolutely vital because it exists to provide this highest rate compensation specifically for veterans with traumatic brain injuries who require an exceptional level of care. It really recognizes their highly unique needs. Section 4. Adding family dependents. let's look at how spouses and children increase your monthly check. Keep in mind, those baseline numbers we just talked about are for a single veteran. Every dependent alters your final math. Got a child under 18? For 2026, you can add $109.11. If they're between 18 and 23 and in a qualifying school program, that number jumps to $352.45 a month. And if your spouse also happens to require aid and attendance, well, that brings in another $201.41. These multipliers might seem small compared to the base rates, but they bring in crucial extra hundreds of dollars that can really relieve financial pressure on your household. Section 5. Claiming your SMC benefits and navigating the VA bureaucracy to get exactly what you deserve. Here is the most important thing I'm going to say today. Please don't just assume the VA will automatically grant this to you, even if they technically should. You've got to take the wheel. You must actively compile specialized medical records, determine your exact eligibility, and specifically complete VA Form 212680 for aid and attendance. You need airtight evidence, things like C&P exams, physician letters, physical therapy records. And listen, if the VA fails to consider SMC when they obviously should have, you're going to need to file a supplemental claim using Form 20-995. This quote from the legal experts over at Hill & Ponton perfectly hits the nail on the head. They say, while the VA is supposed to grant SMC automatically when the evidence justifies it, in practice, it's often safer and more effective to explicitly claim it. Being proactive is your absolute best defense against missing out on years of back pay. Explicitly claim the specific SMC level you believe your evidence supports. You really have to take control of the whole process. Before we wrap up, you also need to keep your radar up for some pending 2026 VA rating changes. The VA has proposed massive overhauls to how they rate mental health, sleep apnea, and tinnitus. Now, the mental health changes might actually be a win for veterans, focusing a lot more on overall impairment. But the sleep apnea proposals might eliminate the automatic 50% rating just for using a CPAP machine, and tinnitus might lose its standalone 10% rating altogether. While these aren't final law quite yet, shifts in these criteria could dramatically alter your baseline eligibility for SMC down the road. So definitely use 2026 as a planning horizon. I want to leave you with this critical question. When that December 31st deposit finally hits your bank account with those new 2026 COLA rates, will it be the true legally mandated amount you fought for? Or is it time to take action, gather your medical evidence, and file a claim for the special monthly compensation you and your family truly deserve? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and remember, stay proactive with your benefits.